Hi, this is Dan Cortopassi of TSG Multimedia. Today I'm reviewing an HO scale SD70MAC locomotive from Athearn Genesis. My example is decorated in the BN executive scheme with BNSF markings. The BNSF swoosh logo was applied to 9512 sometime between February 2007 and February 2008. The most recent photos I could find for this unit were from 2014, and at that time it was still painted this way. This is the DCC-ready version of the locomotive. It has an MSRP of $189.98. Athearn also offers a version with DCC and sound for $289.98. The paint on the model is evenly applied, and the separation lines between colors are crisp. The red pinstriping is opaque and very nicely done. There are some breaks in the stripes at places where there are large gaps between body panels, which appears to match prototype photos. All but the tiniest writing on some of the warning labels is legible with magnification. Some of the grills on the side have very fine atomized black paint applied as shading. The grill detail in the dynamic brake section is see-through. The cab has photo-etched sunshades. There are brake lines and sander lines on the trucks. The handrails are made of a flexible plastic and are very thin. A few of the stanchions are slightly crooked, a common problem with plastic handrails. The handrails along the long hood also tend to pop off the model easily. I will probably use a small dab of CA glue on each stanchion to keep them attached. The rear anti-climber has a noticeable sag that causes the rear handrails to lean outward. Detail under the sill is fairly minimal. The prototype engine has a second fuel filler engaged toward the back of the tank that is not present on the model. The front of the engine features freestanding grab irons, windshield wipers, operating ditch lights, and a snowplow. The lights are lit with bulbs. The number boards do not light up. The cab has an interior. There are no uncoupling levers, MU hoses, or trainline air hose. Modelers who want those things would have to add them using aftermarket parts. The locomotive is equipped with McHenry scale couplers. The couplers on both ends are at the correct height. The level of detail on the rear is similar to the front. Though some details are omitted, overall the model seems to match prototype photos pretty well. The roof features see-through fans. The horn casting looks good and seems to match the prototype. The exhaust is also see-through. The dynamic brake grid is very nicely rendered. The antenna on the roof seems to be in the wrong place based on photos I found of the real engine. Detail on the underside of the model is minimal. The locomotive picks up electricity from all 12 wheels, and all 6 axles are powered. All of the wheel sets are in gauge according to the NMRA standards gauge. The model weighs 19.2 ounces. It registered 3.1 ounces of drawbar pull on my force gauge. I'm running it on DC. It's pretty smooth and quiet with good low speed capability. I'll take a look at the lights next. They're not especially bright. I really think they would look better if they were LEDs. I like this model. It's mostly accurate and runs well. I think with a few added details and some weathering, it could look really good. Still, the overall level of detail is not up to the other offerings in Athearn's Genesis line, even though the price is about the same. Athearn's SD70 Ace, for example, has MU hoses, uncoupling levers, and a lot more detail under the sill for around the same money. I'm going to take a spike off for that because the value just isn't as good with this model. I'm going to take another spike for some of the quality problems, like the sagging rear anti-climber and handrails that constantly fall off. My final verdict is 8 out of 10 spikes.